Good morning, YouTube family and friends. My name is Cherie Yeomans, and I've had a cooking show on YouTube for a little more than a year. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for making me feel comfortable. You talking about a woman that knows nothing about technology. Didn't. I'm learning. And it took me 10 years to get rid of my flip phone. So for me to be able to clip and edit and just learning how to do all sort of things, I guess in my old age is a spark up there somewhere. So I wanted to thank y'all for waking me up. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and make a comment. And please stay tuned to find out what's going on Cooking with Miss Cherie today. Thank y'all, and I love y'all. Stay tuned. Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Cooking with Miss Cherie. Today we're having brownies. I'm gonna cook it sort of like my way because I don't eat a lot of things like white sugar. So everything that I change, I'll tell you. Okay, now I'm about to first put my brown sugar in the bowl with the butter. And you melt the butter. And mix it all together, the two ingredients. And what you're gonna do, once you get it melted together, you're gonna put it back in the microwave enough to melt the granulated sugar I got. I got it brown and it's sort of grainy. So I'm gonna put it in the microwave to melt that a little more and take some of the grain out. Because the original recipe required white sugar and they also put it in the microwave. So I'm gonna pause and go to the microwave. Okay, I've done it in the microwave again. Now you stir it back and get it back combined because that separated it. Get it all back combined. This here is supposed to give you a glazy top, like because you heated up the sugar. Now I'm telling you again, I've never done this before. I just got a regular recipe and it's done with all the regular ingredients. I'm just adding, seeing what it's gonna do when I add what I want on to it. Okay, and now I'm gonna add the flour and all of that, but first I use this is whole wheat flour here. It requires 1 cup of white flour, so I've mixed the salt and the baking powder in there, and this here is what they call grape nut cereal. I'm finna put this in my bullet and ground it down to flour, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I've got my flour crown, my cereal crown ground up, because I couldn't find whole grain flour, anywhere. I got whole wheat, but whole grain. Now, this is the cereal. I'm going to pour it in here in case it has any extra big pieces of the cereal. So I'm going to shake this until it's out. Sifting it, that's what they call it. Now, if you can see that, that's a lot of grain in there. So I'm not going to keep that. Just put that back in there and throw it away. Okay. Now I need a 1/2 cup, which is this, of this. And I'm going to put a 1/2 cup in there. And we're going to see if we can get some brownies out of this thing. You might say this is a science project. I'm going to find out anyway. There. Okay, that's about a 1/2 cup. Put it in there with that flour, the whole wheat flour. And now I'm gonna stir it all together. So when I add it to the, I'm gonna add it to the put it kind of mixed together in here. So when I add it to this, it won't be all mixed up together. So I'm about to add the flour and the other ingredients, the butter, is in here and it's melted. And we got the sugar in here. I'll make sure I'm doing all of this right. And then you stir in I gotta stir in the 1/4, no, yeah, it's 1/3 cup of chocolate. Make sure I'm doing what this thing say. All right, and the flour. Okay. And I had the flour and the baking powder and the pinch of salt all in the flour. And I'm gonna stir that in. And the vanilla. And then I'll add the vanilla and the eggs. Stir this in a little bit. And this here is vanilla and 4 eggs. It's 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 4 eggs. So we stir it in. Well, it looked deep in chocolate. I'm praying I'm putting Jesus on this to make it taste good. Yes, Lord. Get me some chocolate brownies. I can get me one of these every couple of days just to get me something. When when you get that sweet tooth. Yeah, without too many other side effects from other ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside and go on and get my pan right here. I've already lined it with parchment paper. Okay. Get all of that off of there. Don't want to waste not one tiny morsel. Yes, get me something sweet. And now, so if this turns out okay, that means we just made whole wheat and whole grain chocolate brownies. Hallelujah. With brown sugar instead of granulated sugar. That's right. Sit this over here. And then, now that I got it right there, I'm going to sprinkle about a handful of chocolate chip. And these are chocolate chip, 0 sugar. So it's using some sort of sweetener. Looks good. Don't know, well, it might come out tasting like rubber, but it's going in looking good anyway. All right. So now I'm gonna place this in the oven, and I'll come back to you when it's done. I think you're supposed to. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm reading this thing. And 30 minutes. Bake the brownies 30 minutes. Okay. So I'm finna go and put that in and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back and I've taken it out the oven. Now, this is the testing time now. Like I said, this is the first time to me that feels a little firm for a brownie. So I put it in the recommended 30 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut a piece and investigate it more on the inside. I'm gonna slide this to the side. Get me a plate. There. And test it out. Okay. Now, Now, it feels kind of firm. I'm gonna see how it tastes. Tastes pretty good. But to me, it's a little dry. So next time, I think I'm gonna knock 5 minutes off the cooking time. And I wanted to let you know the reason why I use the grape nut cereal for my wheat flour, grain flour, is because on the front of the box it says 100% of the daily whole wheat recommendations, and on the ingredients it says whole grain, whole wheat flour, malt barley flour, salt, and dry yeast. Now I have no idea. I don't know why the dry yeast is there, but I know it gotta be more better for cooking if you think about it. More better. Yeah. Because most baking products has some sort of rising agent. But to me that was the best thing I could come up with to get me some whole grain flour. Now, thank you for tuning in with Cooking with Miss Cherie. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or make a comment. Now, see, I could tell this here is firmer, but on here it's like a squishy, like a brownie supposed to be. So I think if we knock 5 minutes off the cooking time, it would be more better. So I'll see you next time on Cooking with Miss Cherie. Be blessed, stay safe, and don't forget, it's still a jungle out there. Put on your mask.